Hi all, welcome to another edition of Tinox newsletter. I know it's been a very long time, but yeah, here we are with another edition of the industry's happenings. We start off by telling that Maruti has announced full production of its vehicles, but it's still unclear of how Maruti has announced that in spite of ongoing chip shortage with all the manufacturers. Unfortunately, Maruti hasn't shared any information on that. Tata Motors have stopped manufacturing silver colored Nexons, or they have stopped the color silver on their Nexons. Silver is really a classy and a subtle color on the Nexon. It doesn't gather much dust, or at least dust isn't visible, and it gives a good, calm and a sober look to the Nexon. It's clear why Tata have stopped that, but our guess is it could be purely due to the sales numbers of the Nexon. Even in TNOC, if we see the members owning a silver Nexon are very few. I guess hardly, I would put 20 members across close to 1000 members, around 20 members own silver. So it could be purely due to less sales numbers in my opinion. Tata Motors has 3 cars which are deemed to be very safe as per global NCAP ratings, which is Altroz, Nexon and the Punch. The interesting thing is that Safari and Harrier are not being tested for global NCAP compliance. Now, why Tata isn't doing that, or what's preventing from doing that, is still a question. I'm sure it's definitely not the money which takes to do global NCAP, but yeah, I feel Tata should do a global testing of their Safari and Harrier. A current Nexon owner might look to upgrade to a Harrier or a Safari in the coming years. So yeah, once their lower models are 5-star rated, it's logical to assume that even the higher models would be 5-star compliant. But yeah, unless global NCAP tests them and it's published, it's not good to make an assumption. So I really hope that Tata takes this message and gets the global NCAP results very soon for us. Tata Punch has an 8 to 12 month waiting period as of January 2021. That's very good to Tata, as the product has been a great success. The only 2 other vehicles to command a super high waiting period are the Thar, which is around an year, and the XUV 700, whose waiting period is 2 years. It's good for Tata, but the downside of such high waiting periods to the customer is that the customer gets delayed delivery, so the charm and the enthusiasm of getting a new car is lost, and Tata would conveniently keep increasing prices of the Punch by 10 or 15,000 rupees every couple of months, and by the time the car comes to the hand of the person, they might be paying 60 or 70,000 more, adding the taxes, RTO and other which are dependent on the ex-showroom price. Tata is in talks with the government of Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra and Karnataka to set up a semiconductor plant for their business. Yep, you heard it. So Tata is planning to enter and set up their own semiconductor market, of course, to fuel their electronics and automobile industries. I feel that Chennai would be a strategic location for Tata, as it is in close proximity to Krishnapatnam port as well as the Chennai port. There is also an international airport at Chennai, the Chennai International Airport, which gives Tata easy and global access to the entire world through sea routes as well as air routes. Tata is looking to invest 225,000 crore rupees, or close to 300 million US dollars, in order to start up a semiconductor manufacturing plant. The good thing is that this would create at least 6,000 direct and indirect jobs for people in Tamil Nadu. So let's hope that the plant comes up in Tamil Nadu and Tata soon start it. Of course, there's plenty of space available. Tamil Nadu is not a congested region with no space. There is plenty of space available in and around Chennai. So hope Tata find and open up a semiconductor plant here. MG Motor have decided to launch a Nexon rivaling EV in the market, but that's as far as 2022 or 2023 away. So it's too early to say whether that would impact the sales of the Nexon. But the good thing for customers is that in the same price point of the Nexon, there's going to be another competitor and more choice. I'm always supportive of more choice, as more choice and more competition gives an attractive edge to the customer, right? Customer has more choices and that keeps the market competitive. I generally do not prefer monopoly, where if I need to buy an EV in a 12 to 17 lakh range, I do not have an option other than Nexon EV. So Yep, that's good to look out. And that said, there have been a lot of test mules spotted of the Nexon EV, which is supposedly having a better battery and a higher range. So all those who are looking to take the Nexon on slightly extended highway trips, that's good news for you. This model is pretty far away. Maybe end of 2022 is when we could see them hit the market, but that's definitely a good move. And I'm sure this new model would give Tata a convenient platform to increase the price. So expect a price rise and better range in the same price segment. Talking about spy shots, we have seen camouflaged models of Nexon in and around Pune. And it was a fuel engine, right? Maybe diesel or petrol or whatever. It was a fuel engine, as we could hear the sound of it. What could this be? Could it be the Nexon facelift? May not be. What I feel is that this could be Tata testing the long awaited CVT transmission, or Tata testing flex fuel, which the government is planning to make mandatory. So no details are there on that yet, but these are just speculations of it being the DCT or ethanol blended flex fuel being tested on the Nexon petrol and diesel. A velvet green color along with a rhino badge is expected on the Harrier and the Safari. Going by trend, we should see the same on the Nexon in an year after it's released. Velvet green is a good subtle green which looks like the adventure persona edition of the Safari, and it should really good look on the Nexon. Yep, let's wait for that and hope Tata launches the same adventure persona on the Nexon too. Year 2021 has gone by and Nexon has sold a staggering 108,000 units of the Nexon across petrol, diesel and EV in 2021. That's a very good sales number, and it's good to see that Nexon is picking up in the market. Tata Motors beats Hyundai in December sales and becomes the second highest car manufacturer by sales volumes, just next to Maruti. So Hyundai has been ruling the second position for ages now, and it's good to see that Tata has overtaken Hyundai and now they are in second position. Tata has teased and launched a Safari Dark Edition with ventilated seats. It's available at some of the dealerships, if not all. Ideally it should be at all dealerships, but some dealerships in India have reported selling the Tata Safari Dark Edition with black ventilated seats. That's really a good feature, and hope the Dark Edition really stands out from the crowd and it sees good sales numbers too. We already have a Dark Edition on the EV as well as the non-EV versions of the Nexon. It's good to see the Dark Edition trend catching up with the Safari too. Tata have increased the prices of the Nexon by 1% and of some models, and a slightly higher premium for the other models. This would mean up to 25 or 30,000 rupees increase in the final on-road price of the Nexon, right? The taxes, the excise duties, the RTO registration fees, the insurance and a whole bandwagon of things are increased with an increase in ex-showroom price. So as a customer, let's assume a customer is buying the top model, expect the customer to pay 30,000 rupees more than what's planned for today. But that said, Tata is offering price protection to customers who have booked before January, and if your dealer is not honoring the customer protection promise, escalate to customercare@tatamotors.com and I'm sure somebody would come and help you out. That's it for this edition of Tinox newsletter. Stay tuned with us and we'll bring you the latest in the auto industry's happenings. Thank you.